adventurers, and welcome to House Rules. Today we're talking about Splendor. We're filming here at Oshkosh's premier game store, Adventure Games and Hobby.
Huzzah!
Want to tell us about Splendor?
Yes, so Splendor is made by Space Cowboys. You might recognize some of their other titles like Via Nebula and Time Stories, as well as a few others. This game is for 2 to 4 players, takes about 30 minutes, and they recommend it for ages 10 and up. It also is notable that it won the Golden Geek Award in 2014. It's a Gamer's Choice Award, if you will, on the Board Game Geek website. Anyone who's a member is welcome to vote for their favorite game of the year, and in 2014, Splendor was one of the few chosen.
So in Splendor, you are a Renaissance gem merchant, and your goal is to amass enough wealth to attract noble patrons. The game is ended when somebody reaches 15 points and then the round completes, so it's kind of important to know who started the round.
Right. So the way Splendor works is you go in a clockwise motion around. As Naomi said, the first player is important because that does trigger the end game. You are given one action out of 3 options. You can pick up coins, purchase a mine, or save a card, draft a card for later. Some might snipe a card, but we'll talk about that in strategy. So the particular mechanics of this game are a common marketplace and personal resources. So if you think of your personal resources as like your shop, right? I always think of it as I'm a merchant, this is my shop. You can't affect this, but I'm fighting for resources out there in the world and then trying to attract folks. It's important to know that as you pick up coins and spend them, that once you get to a certain amount of resources in your world, the nobles will come automatically. That does not cost you a turn.
One of the things in this game that new players might find a bit tricky is, like Rose said, when you get your resources in your personal shop, you don't need to keep drafting coins or choosing coins of that color in order to purchase more expensive things. You'll think of them as a permanent resource, always making those colored gems available to you. And that's important later in the game because some of the mines or gem cards that you want to purchase will cost more than the amount of coins you can take. So you really need to make sure you're getting the right resources early in the game for you to be able to get the cards you need to win.
Right, one of the things we like about this game is that it's really well balanced and it's got kind of an anti-hoarding rule, and that really comes into play there. A strategy that does come up periodically is to have just one type of gem and to keep other people from doing that. The game took that into account, that you might do that. So you have an option of 10 coins, that's it, but everything in the top tier costs more than 10.
Right.
So you do have to be purchasing in order to kind of get to the higher levels of the game.
Yeah, and another thing we noticed is because it is so intense when you're focusing on purchasing what cards you want to purchase and hoarding your resources and keeping track of everybody else's so that maybe you can mess with them or not mess with them, as the case may be. You play this game in silence. There's no talking. You may start out talking, but it gets quiet really quick.
Yeah.
It's a very cerebral game, so you'll be thinking so much about what you're doing and what your opponents are doing. You don't even realize you're not talking to any of the people you're playing with.
Right. We played a Splendor tournament here at Adventure Games, and you would not have known there was a gaming tournament going on. It was so quiet in here.
I've never run a more quiet tournament in my life.
Something else we've noticed about this game is that it really has a one-game learning curve. So if you are teaching this game to someone or you're new to this game and other people have played, you're just going to have to acknowledge you're probably not going to win on the first game. You're going to get about halfway through and then it will click for you and it's too late. It's too late. You've not picked your strategy early enough. So acknowledge that, but really it's a game that moves quick enough. You'll want to play some more in order to kind of get going. So.
Well, and that's important for experienced players as well. Rose mentioned picking your strategy early. You really need to, within the first couple of rounds of drafting your coins or choosing your coins, you want to know kind of what you're planning to do already. Otherwise, if you keep flip-flopping and you're going back and forth and you can't decide, oh, this person took this card I needed, so now I'm going to do this instead, by that point it's too late. Someone's going to beat you there. You're never going to make it to 15 points fast enough. And the end game comes so fast. It goes from building up momentum to done in a second.
Yeah. But I really love the feel of this game.
Right.
Especially the tactile sensation. Once you touch these chips, you are going to be in love. You are going to play with them. You are going to fiddle with them. You are going to click them. You are going to clink them. Anything you can do to touch these coins, these gem coins.
And it's a thing they really could have skimped on
Yeah.
in
Really could've.
manufacturing the game, and I'm glad they didn't because it adds a lot. They easily could have been punch out cardboard or something.
Right.
And
But
it wouldn't have been the same.
right.
It would not have been insane. I mean, it really does. It does add a lot. And the art on this is pretty good. I think it's beautiful texture-wise. You know, as she said, it works really well. But, you know, the theme doesn't necessarily have to stay. So.
It's not as immersive as I like most of my games. It doesn't matter that I'm a gem merchant. I'm just collecting things and spending things and trying to beat my friends.
Yeah. And you've seen it done other ways?
Yeah, I've actually seen online, there was somebody who reskinned it into a space theme, where instead of gems, they're planetary resources, and instead of nobles, they're heroes that'll come to your planet and help you achieve global, universal domination.
Nice.
Domination.
One other way, besides the Golden Geek Award, to know that this game or any game really is popular is the amount of swag that you can find. So there's playmats, there's alternate gems, there came from organized play, tournament kits and things. I think you mentioned...
Yeah, you can find on Etsy people who have condensed the box. You know, there's just really, you can tell that people really like a game if there are expansions, rethemed, or extra swag that you can purchase that people have made themselves. So aside from awards, that's a good way to tell if people really like the game. Right. So overall, you know, we think this is pretty much a main course game, one that you would play in kind of the middle of a game night. And really, I think we all feel that it's one you can play with everybody, right? So you can play with your mom, you can play with your coworker, you can play with your husband, you can play with your friends, and that are mean or not mean, depending on who it is. But really, it plays differently with everybody you play with. So overall, we have a 1 to 5 Meeple scale in which we score games on. I would not have I would have only given one other game a 5 prior to playing Splendor. But Splendor, for me, hits all the things that I love. And so Splendor has a 5 for me. For me, it's the common marketplace, personal resources, and high strategy that I absolutely love. And if I want to mess with people, I can. If I'm not in that mood, I don't have to. The game doesn't force me to do that. Right. So for me, Splendor is a 5 out of 5 Meeples. Sure?
5 out of 5.
That's 5.
All right. Rose does not give those lightly.
If you want to play, I'll play with you.
I am very close to giving it a 5. I'm like almost there. I'm going to have to give it a 4.5. And that's solely on the packaging. I love the game. We play it all the time. So much so, my cards are starting to get a little worn on the edges, which I don't like. I want to sleeve them, but if I sleeve them, they will not fit in the box. It's got this nice insert with all the coins can fit and whatnot, but why, Space Cowboys? Why have you done this to me? I want to sleeve them, but they will not fit. So
it's a big box.
It is a big box. They would fit in there, but if I take the insert out, they'll be rattling around and
then it's chaos.
Who does that? So for me, it has to be a 4.5.
So close.
So close.
Naomi?
It's a solid 4 Meeples for me. I like the game. I will play it anytime someone wants to play Splendor. It's a good introduction game.
Yeah.
I've played it with my grandma. My 85-year-old grandma loves this game.
Mhm.
She's mean too.
Yeah,
She's
is Grandma a
always-
hate drafter?
Grandma's a hate drafter.
I love
Way to go, Grandma! It's my
but
kind of
it's-
broad.
She really, yeah. But it doesn't have like the immersion that I enjoy in a game. Strategy-wise, it's got a good variety. It plays different each time. I don't get sick of playing this.
Mhm.
Right.
Actually, I've played it very many times in
Right.
a row. But yeah, it's just a solid 4. It's not quite enough that it gives the
Okay.
star power 5.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Well, as you can tell, I mean, 4, 4.5, 5. We like this game, and we highly recommend it for you. You know, if you have played this or have any comments about it, feel free to leave those comments below. Or if there are other things that you want us to review, let us know, and we will see you next time. Bye.